Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's do a walk around and tour of this 2022 Ford Edge SE. The Ford Edge is a very nice but simple crossover from Ford, and it comes with a good amount of features, as we'll discuss on the inside mostly. This SE model does come with the black appearance package and includes a couple of nice things such as a blacked out badge for the Ford logo, front and as well as in the back, blacked out mirror caps, blacked out 19-inch wheels, as well as blacked out body side moldings as well. With that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Pre-Owned, which is part of the Thomas Auto Group here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. Coming up to the front, as you can see, you have a very nice standard grille from Ford with the black Ford emblem front and center. You do have a front-facing camera at the very bottom, which is a part of a safety feature. This SE trim level in particular does have a set of LED daytime running lights with LED projector headlamps. Fog lamps are optional on the SE trim level. As you can see, this Edge does come standard with a set of Ventus S1 Noble 2 tires on 19-inch wheels, measuring 245 55-hour 19s all the way around. With that being said, this vehicle does come standard with a smart key access system, allowing easier access to both the interior as well as the exterior. To get inside of the vehicle, as long as you have the key fob in your pocket, come up to the door handle. There's a touch sensor right here. Put your hand in, and the vehicle will indicate unlocking for you to jump right on into the interior. Or if you want to close up the vehicle, just do that. Tap the button right here, and it will close automatically. The exterior color of this one is finished off with Oxford white with the ebony cloth interior. Coming over to the door panel, as you can see, you do have some hard touch material here, as you would expect on the SE trim level. However, you do have some nicer soft touch material down here where you're going to rest your elbow. You're going to have an aluminum door handle, your unlock and lock switches here. You're going to have your control panel to the side, which includes controls for your mirrors, as well as which one you're going to adjust. Your child window lock here, as well as your power windows. You also have a little storage area down here, as well as an area where you can store a small cup. Along with that smart key access system, this vehicle does indeed come standard with a push button ignition. As long as you have the key fob in the vehicle, just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. This vehicle does come standard with a pretty nice wrapped steering wheel, which is kind of in this polyurethane finish here, which is not too bad. You're going to have controls here on the left as well as on the right sides. Left is going to control settings on that left screen there, and this is going to control settings on that right screen right there. You're going to have your cruise control settings down here, and then come over here, you're going to have your volume controls, as well as your hands-free Bluetooth controls here, as well as your hands-free, as well as your Bluetooth voice. And then of course you do have your audio thing to turn on or off. So if you want to turn off the radio or turn on the radio, that's what this is for as far as like the sound is concerned. Coming up here, you are going to have one main gauge, and that's going to be your speedometer right in the middle, and then two separate screens on both sides. So as you can see, on one side you have one digital screen, on the other side you have another digital screen, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, like I mentioned, this button here controls that side, that button corresponds with what's on that side. So if we go through on this side, as you can see where we're taking a look at on the left, we're going to be seeing that our seatbelt reminder is on. We're going to be looking at our current odometer reading, fuel range, as well as your auto stop start function being disabled. So that's going to bring us to our vehicle settings. So as you can see, you have seat belts, windows, wipers, auto engine off, lighting, locks, oil life, remote start, seat belts, windows, wipers, and then back to where we were before. And then to the right side is going to be controlled through this little area here. So as you can see, initially we're taking a look at what's on the radio via AM, FM, or XM satellite radio, a compass to the bottom left, your range to empty in the middle, and exterior temperature to the right. As you can see, you're going to have AM radio, FM radio, and then I don't know what S-stars is, but I assume that's going to be for Sirius XM radio, which is pretty cool. Coming over here, we're taking a look at a very distinctive looking screen. As you can see here, it's very nice and easy to use. And I like the way that it's set up because, as I've talked about in the Ford Edge ST review that I did a couple of weeks back, it's very easy to use once you kind of get over the fact that it's like this and not like this. So what we're taking a look at right now is going to be your audio. And of course, you have all your different presets laid out for you, which is nice. You're also going to have different icons on top of here, such as your home button. And then this right here is going to be for your different settings. So go back to home for a second. As you can see, let's say we go to radio. This is what's going to pop up here, which is nice. You're going to have your different apps down here, such as Sketch, connect to music, connect to your phone, lane change, as well as your owner's manual. And then your climate control settings are going to be right down here. So dual zone climate control, turn on the fan, automatic fan, fan positioning, max AC, AC controls, as well as rear ventilation. And then down below that here is going to be your volume knob, tuning knob, hazard light here, max airflow. This is going to be for your multimedia as far as what you're going to change, whether it's going to be on a either Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, or any of your sources that you are listening to. This up here is going to be for your camera, which, as you can see, the camera quality is pretty decent and it does a nice job. And of course, it doesn't really do anything much unless I go to the actual reverse camera itself. So we'll do that in just a second. So that's what this button is for. But let's get back to the screen here for a second so I can show you guys some different things here. So let's say we go to the home button again. You're going to have your different apps right here, as you can see. And then you have entertainment on that side. So as you can see here, you can play different games and all that in the vehicle as well. And then that button right here, right there, is going to be for your settings. So you have different settings, which is going to be all of this stuff here. So you can, let's say, go to sound settings. You can adjust your tone settings or balance and fade, speed, compensated volume, and occupancy mode. Let's say we go to vehicle settings here, for example. You have your occupant alert, onboard modem serial number, as well as rear view camera delay. Let's go to, let's say, your connectivity settings here. That's going to deal with Bluetooth, hotspot, mobile apps, Wi-Fi networks, and all that stuff. Coming down to general, let's say, for example, here it's going to give you things such as distance of measurement, language, about sync, software licenses, record feedback, reset. And then, of course, you do have your calm screen, brightness, and your mode for your display, which is pretty cool. So we're going to go back to that here in a second. There we go. And then, of course, you're going to have things like phone list here, Ford Assistant, software updates, Amazon Alexa, and valet mode, for example, there. So, again, these are all your different settings. Each of them has their own different thing, and you can control through this side of the screen. Pretty nice and pretty self-explanatory. Coming below that, as you can see, you have a little storage area where you can put your phone while it's being charged. You have a USB and a USB-C port in there and to the right over here. Of course, coming down here below that, you are going to have a 6-speed automatic transmission. Put the vehicle into reverse. It does give you a nice backup camera, as I just discussed, with guidance lines that do adjust as you turn the wheel, which is nice. You have a top-down view as well. You have an electronic parking brake, which is already enabled. You do have your auto stop start function. You can turn that on or off. You have 2 cup holders over here. Coming over to the glove compartment, you have a little storage space on top of here, but you have even more space down here as well, which is pretty nice. The seats here are ebony cloth, so it is going to be soft. It is going to be very comfortable feeling for those who don't really necessarily like to deal with leather. Overall, I like the quality as far as how it feels. It feels pretty decent for what it is, and it overall offers you a good deal of comfort while you're inside of the vehicle. Now, that is a glove box, which is currently locked, so I can't really show you guys what's in there. Probably personal stuff, and I don't want to really get into trouble with all that stuff, but it's there. As you can see, you have controls here for your lights. You do have a sunglass holder right there, which is very cool. You do have your sun visor here with a mirror inside of it, of course. And then coming to the far left, you are going to have controls for your headlights, your your gauge dimmer switches. As you can see, traction control system you can turn on or off right there. But overall, although it's an SC, it does come with a good amount of features, and it's not a bad vehicle. It's a decent vehicle, to say it at least. But with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the rest of this Ford Edge. Coming into the back of the Ford Edge, as you can see, materials do fall through, and they don't look that bad. The same premium cloth interior as you would expect that you get in the front, you also get in the back as well, which is pretty nice. You do have 2 seat pockets, one on both sides, as you can see. Rear vents, a little area here where you can plug in devices, both USB-Cs, a small storage area right there, and then of course right up here is going to be a padded armrest with 2 cup holders. This one does have the Ease of Fuel capless fuel filler, which allows you to fill up quite easy at a little bit easier at the gas station. And here's an illustration of how to do that more effectively while using a gas tank. All models of the Ford Edge do come standard with LED taillights. You have your Edge badge right here, and I do apologize for the back of this one being dirty, but as you can see, that's what we're dealing with. As well as you have your parking sensors down here below. Coming into the cargo area of the Ford Edge, as you can see, you have a decent amount of cargo space in here to start off with, and as you can tell, it does look pretty good. What we're taking a look at here is a set of carpeted floor mats from the factory, which look nice. You do have LED lighting in here as well, which comes in handy, of course. Now, you do have a little storage area over here, which I do like. You can probably put some small items in there if you want. But overall, what we're looking at right now is right around 39.2 cubic feet of space. So very generous amount of room. So if you want to put 2 suitcases in here, if you're going to go to Costco to do your shopping, you can easily do that in here. Overall, it's very, very useful. And then when you expand by folding out the second row of seats here, you're looking at right around 74.2 cubic feet of space as well. So overall, pretty good in that perspective. And then coming underneath here, you do have your spare tire. Give me 1 second, guys. There we go. Under the hood of this vehicle, we're taking a look at one of Ford's engines for the Edge. This one in particular is a 2-liter twin-scroll turbo EcoBoost 4-cylinder. It produces 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Overall, not too bad for this vehicle. And of course, this one is going to have a 6-speed automatic transmission, and it's going to be all-wheel drive. All right, so sitting back inside of the Ford Edge, I don't know why I keep calling it an Explorer because it's not. The Edge here is actually quite decent. Like I said, you know, this being an SE model, it's going to be the base trim. It's going to be the entry-level trim to the Edge. And while it doesn't give you everything that you could possibly want in here, it does give you the essentials. It gives you the basics at least. You do get a good amount of safety features in here. Blind spot monitoring, you get a backup camera, you get the adaptive cruise control, you do get forward collision warning, which is what that little camera thing down at the bottom of the grille is for. You do get a very good screen here inside, as you can see here, with a lot of good things such as Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. The screen quality is actually quite good. The seats here are pretty comfortable, and you can't go wrong with, you know, a base model. It's probably a good thing to sometimes check out a base model, because then you'll have an idea of what it is you're getting yourself into. And of course, you know, not everyone is going to want the most expensive trim. You might as well just end up looking at a base trim. I think a base trim would be, you know, the way to go if that's what you're looking into. But overall, I'm just saying that the Ford Edge SE in particular, this one is quite good. And as you can see, this one having just over 18,000 miles on it, it still has a good amount of life left in there. And of course, you know, it's a decent vehicle and it comes with a decent offering as far as features are concerned. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it here for this walk around and tour of this 2022 Ford Edge SE with the black appearance package, finished off in Oxford white with the ebony cloth interior. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.